Hi Gemini, this is your reading for the month of October 2019, and October for the most part is going to have a theme of marriage, partnerships, contracts, fairness, equality, balance, which has to do with Libra and the seventh house, which is also ruled by Venus, which is the goddess of love and beauty and all things luxurious and fine and beautiful in life. So I feel like for the most part, for most of the readings that I've done so far have had a strong element of relationships and purging and releasing and having a larger perspective, having a different perspective of and a finer, deeper, wiser perspective of relationships and seeing what is really working for us and what is not as far as our relationships and contracts and marriage and all these things is concerned. So I have already drawn out some oracle cards to get an overall theme for the month for you, and we'll take a look at these first before we can get into the tarot reading. Okay, so what do you need to focus on this month? What is going to be of importance this month? Let's see. We have karma and power. Okay, what I am immediately hearing here is power struggles. Okay, so you may actually have some sort of clashes when it comes to karmic relationships. Okay, these are relationships that we also share with our family and people we have soul contracts with, people who are usually meant to help us grow and learn and evolve in life. Okay, so I am seeing that as a major theme for this month, and I feel like you will be able to see any karmic patterns or cycles that you have been in, okay, until now. It's like looking at your relationships from a different angle and seeing the larger picture or seeing the patterns that run through your relationships. Okay, and also I'm getting the message here that you have an opportunity this month to release yourself from any karmic patterns or deep embedded patterns that you have, okay, in your life, whether it comes to your thinking, your approach to life, your patterns or behaviors in relationships, all of that. So karma can be both what you have, action that you take in this lifetime, as well as what comes from the previous lifetimes and your ancestral lineage. Okay, so I am getting a strong message here that especially when it comes to your ancestral patterns, you will be able to see and liberate yourself from any of these patterns that are holding you back when it comes to relationships especially, or your sense of personal power. Okay, and you will be able to release, and you'll want to release yourself from any sort of burdens that this kind of pattern or way of being is bringing about in your life. And a lot of this is deeply embedded in our very DNA, which is very difficult to break free from. So cut yourself some slack, because it's not an easy process at all. Okay, it doesn't really happen overnight, but every time you recognize that this is part of my ancestral karma, I need to break out of this cycle, it's a huge step in the right direction. Okay, so we have breathe, like I said, cut yourself some slack. Okay, so breathe through this process And we have chaos and conflict here. So again, there could be some power struggles, okay, with people in your family or people who you have like a karmic bond with, especially, okay. But I feel like you will be able to have a breakthrough, okay, and release yourself from anything that is causing conflict and chaos in your life, and achieve balance in your life, okay. So it's a good opportunity to do that in this month. Then we have all tied up and community. This really has a really strong, okay, so there's a strong theme here of relationships that are basically binding you, okay. Be it your close relationships like your family or relatives or whatever, or anyone basically you consider close, acquaintances, close friends, could be, you may be part of, even like I'm hearing like a cult, okay. So that's an extreme thing, a thought, but in some cases that could actually happen. But you will find yourself wanting to set yourself free, wanting to liberate yourself from any sort of patterns and any sort of binding relationships that are in a way holding you back from what it is you can achieve, and they're not letting you express your personal power, okay. So that is the focus of this month. And after Libra we have the Scorpio season starting in October. So I'm not at all surprised with this coming up, because a lot of this has been showing up in other readings for other signs as well, okay. So a lot of releasing and purging, and digging deep and actually taking a harder look at what is working, what is not working for you, especially when it comes to close ties and relationships, okay. And we have again the number 5 here, which is about changes, okay. So a lot of changes are going to take place, and changes are usually not really easy. So you need to, like I said, breathe through the process and cut yourself some slack, okay. So let's start with your tarot reading, and we are going to look at by the way, what I'm getting here is Pluto is a strong influence, and it rules Scorpio, which is like in tarot it's the death card, which is about transformation. And we have a huge transit coming up in 2020 with regards to Pluto. And the world over, we are seeing that people are seeking or wanting to liberate themselves from the powers that be, or structures and authorities that don't really work for them anymore, okay. So I feel like this is trickling down to a lot of personal readings as well, because we're all part of the same consciousness, and if everybody is waking up to this fact that things need to change, then this is going to show up in our personal lives as well, okay. So alright, I just wanted to put that out there. Let's start with your your general reading. This is for you if you are a Gemini rising, sun, moon, or even Venus, okay. I'm a Vedic Gemini rising, or Gemini sun, sorry. So we'll start with tarot. We'll begin with what energy you are coming into October with, okay. So what's been in your recent past? We're going to start with that. Recent past for Gemini. October 2019. Please. How are they entering October 2019, please? Gemini, October 2019. Recent past, please. It's a bit choppy, the energy. Okay. Recent past for Gemini, October 2019, please. How are they entering October 2019, please? Recent past. I feel like you were losing patience, okay, with something, and this may have had something to do with your finances, like you were overthinking, over analyzing. Yeah, this may have something to do with a group of people who were not really giving you your due, is what I'm hearing. Okay, so could be with respect to a single relationship or person as well. Yeah, and we have the Hangman in reverse at the bottom of the deck. So what I'm seeing here is that the message is really clear. You wanted to invest in a situation or a person or a relationship, and you had started to do that, but you were not getting your due, you were not getting your say, you were not being able to put your point across and to express yourself and to receive what it is that was meant for you. Okay, and that made you feel like an outsider in the group, and that is what led to you feeling quite depleted in terms of your energy. It felt like I feel like you were ruminating over it a lot, or to the extent of over analyzing the situation and thinking and thinking and thinking too much. Okay, this is a very Gemini energy, but you are able to think of a situation through all angles and come up with solutions, which is the kind of like the USP okay, of Gemini. But I feel like your opinions, your thoughts, or your efforts were not really accepted to the extent that you felt like you shouldn't be a part of this group or this relationship or this situation anymore. Okay, that is what I'm strongly feeling here. And they were not welcomed, okay, is what I'm getting. I'm also getting that you were almost pushed to the extent that you wanted to exit the situation yourself. Okay, that is the message that I'm getting for you. Let's take a look at your current energy. How is it showing up in October? What is the present energy for Gemini for October 2019, please? The current energy, the present energy for Gemini. This is how you are entering the month, okay? So, of course, a little bit of that energy is going to trickle into this month as well. Gemini, October 2019, current energy, please. Gemini, October 2019, current energy. What is the present situation for Gemini, October 2019, please? Oops. So one card just flew out and I had to pick it up. You have the Eight of Swords, the Page of Wands, the Emperor in reverse, the Four of Pentacles in reverse, and the Fool in reverse. And this card wanted to come out like this, okay, which is the Ten of Swords. What I'm feeling here is that, first of all, this card showed up as one of the oracle cards as well, which is this one, all tied up, okay. This is the Eight of Swords energy, and it's a really mental energy where you are putting up restrictions and limitations on yourself. Maybe you're not feeling prepared for a new journey. Maybe you're feeling a little depleted in terms of your mental capacity or your ability to make plans and think through situations. And I feel like this situation or this relationship has greatly affected the way you think, and it's left you feeling a little jaded, okay. And Gemini is not really good at handling that kind of energy because you use your mind a lot for making decisions, following logic, weighing the pros and cons of a situation and looking at it from multiple angles, okay. But I feel like you will be hearing about some sort of opportunity to move forward, okay. That is going to come your way in the present energy. This is what is showing up, and you're trying to recover from anything that was holding you back, that was keeping you stuck, okay, in a way, and something that was not allowing you to even move out of this situation and start a new journey, okay. So this may have had something to do with like a father figure or some sort of authority in front of whom you felt kind of small and unprepared, okay. Or this may be your own very masculine energy which was compromised to the extent that you couldn't move forward anymore, okay. So this is showing up in your present energy. So I feel like you're healing from this situation and you're trying to see a way out of this relationship or this chaos, whatever it may be. I feel like this has to do with multiple people. This is not limited to just one person, okay. It's sort of like a marriage or an institution or a work situation or something that is no longer working for you, but you're trying to break free from it, okay. And you're now willing to let go of this situation. It's almost like it's become such a burden on you that you want to start a new journey, you want to start something new, but you are sort of waiting for positive news, positive impetus, something that inspires you to, or assures you, I'm getting like it's almost like you're waiting to hear of one positive development that will boost you in order to throw yourself in a new situation, or take the high road and start something new, start something fresh. That is what I'm getting here. Now let's take a look at what your opportunities are for the month of October 2019. Gemini, October 2019, please. Gemini, October 2019, please. Opportunities. I think the biggest opportunity here for you, Gemini, is to recognize that something that you saw was going to work or was exactly what you wanted is not what you wanted. Okay, it's almost like you are coming to terms with the fact, or you have the opportunity to see clearly that something that you had a lot of passion towards, or a lot of expectations from, something that you thought you desired, um, has turned out to be something that is just burdening you. Okay, and it needs to be let go of, it needs to come to an end. So this cycle, we have two tens here, is coming to an end, and you have the opportunity to make a choice to move forward in a more positive direction. And it's probably going to be a slow and steady growth for you, okay, which kind of makes sense because you have been through some situation that you're still healing from. Okay, that healing hasn't completely happened. So in order to take advantage of this new opportunity, you will have a choice to make. You will have to make some sort of a decision. Okay, that is what I'm strongly feeling here. So you will be presented with some opportunity, like I was saying, but ultimately it is going to be a choice. You're going to have to look at it with a lot of precision and discernment, and see whether this allows you to actually move into a better place, and whether this is actually what you really want, or is it something that is unsteady, something that is not, maybe one day you're passionate about it, the next day you're not, a bit of a unsteady commitment kind of feeling I'm getting here. So you are looking at this opportunity very closely, and also you're looking at it from the point of view of not getting sucked into the same pattern or the same loop again. You don't want to get stuck into a cycle that's going to end in a lot of hurt and pain and just conflict and chaos and a lot of burdens. Okay, so you want to move ahead in a steady manner, and the Wheel of Fortune and the Lovers is here, which is talking about the possibility of you actually meeting your match. Okay, whether it's your work situation or your career, which is kind of the same, or a business partnership or a personal relationship as well. It could be just anything. Okay, or this could just be you finding something, or that you are really passionate about, that you feel really strong kinship with. Okay, or you coming into union with yourself, which kind of sounds cliche, but I feel like you have the opportunity to now find yourself, find what you are really driven about. Okay, what you really desire, and then make a steady effort in that direction. Okay, now let's take a look at what your challenges are likely to be. What are the challenges? So we have the Three of Pentacles and Strength in reverse. What are the challenges that Gemini can face or needs to face in October 2019, please? Okay, so what I'm getting here is that, like I was sensing initially, we have the Ace of Wands at the bottom of the deck. So you're definitely finding a new beginning, a new passionate beginning. Okay, it's a new opportunity that is going to present itself to you. But like I said, there's still some recuperation, some recovery that needs to happen. And for you to be able to driven towards this opportunity, you need to heal from whatever has happened until this moment, okay? And you may find it a bit challenging to even trust other people, is what I'm getting, because of how other people's behavior has influenced you, influenced your life, influenced your work also, okay, or your sense of like self-worth and your dignity perhaps. To some extent, I feel like that has taken a beating. So you are going to maybe not be that open or trusting towards people, okay? That could be a challenge. Also, there is a need for you to do a little more research, find out a lot more about the new direction that you are planning to take, okay? You may find yourself being either too nosy or too ignorant about a situation, okay? So it's like you need to strike a balance between the two energies. You cannot afford to, that's not the right word to use. You can't be ignorant about a situation. You need to do your research. You need to find out more information about a situation. But don't go overboard as well, okay? That is what I'm getting as a challenge for you. But the main challenge here is to regain your strength, your willpower, your vitality, your ability to move forward and be passionate about something that you want to pursue, okay? And about trusting others is what I'm getting. Yeah, speaking of trusting others, we have the Six of Pentacles in reverse and the Empress. So for some, this has to do with like some issues with the mother, okay, or issues with nurturing. Maybe some of you have had a relationship with someone who was not really reciprocating as much as they should have, okay? Like they didn't give you enough, or they didn't give you as much as you gave them. So there wasn't like a generosity or balance in the relationship. Also, I feel like you're if this doesn't have to do anything with your mother or with the mother of your children or whatever, this has to do with your own inner feminine, okay? Your feminine ability to be receptive, to be creative, to be nurturing to yourself and to others. So that could be a challenge this month. And again, there's a trust factor coming in. You may be not trusting people enough to take help from them or to take advice from them when you actually need it. Or you may be falling into fear when it comes to relationships and partnerships. The fear of not getting what you invest in it, okay? Not having things reciprocated to you. Now let's take a look at what the most likely outcome is for October 2019 for Gemini, please. Most likely outcome. We have the King of Pentacles. Now that's a good sign. So you are going to gradually build on. I'm getting this is coming to you in the form of help, okay? This energy. This may not be your energy, although it could be, but I'm strongly feeling that someone is going to aid you and help you recover from this situation that you've been in, okay? This stagnancy or this stuck kind of situation, like feeling like you're in a rut, you know, unable to move forward or do anything. What is this King of Pentacles here for? Okay. What is this King of Pentacles here for? For some of you who are looking for a relationship, you're going to probably show interest or start like a courtship or something with someone who is like an odd sign, mature, giving, generous, established, someone who is like a provider, someone you can rely on, supportive and nurturing. Okay. Yeah, you have a King of Cups as well over here. So, looks like you've got some competition. Okay. Maybe you have 2 suitors coming in for you. That's quite possible. Yeah, we have the Page of Cups here. So there's definitely a new sort of offer being made here. Okay. Why is the 9 of Pentacles and the King of Swords here? Okay, so I feel like in the past you were really worried about your sense of like your financial independence and your ability to create abundance and wealth for yourself. Okay, but you are going to get help from someone who is, wow, we have a 3rd court card here. What's happening? And we have the Magician at the bottom of the deck. So what I'm feeling here is that there is someone who is going to express their interest in you, be it in relation to work or to just friendship, okay, or even courtship, okay, like a date or something like that, or a relationship. But I feel like this person has a bigger role to play here. They are going to help you recover from this situation that you've been through. Okay, they're going to help you overcome this darkness, this anxiety ridden place that you are coming from in October. Okay, and this person, I feel like there may be a bit of a delay when it comes to some sort of communication coming towards you. Okay, but there definitely is a lot of help coming in and offers. Okay, this could be in terms of someone offering you advice or someone wanting to work with you, like a boss figure, okay, or an entrepreneur who wants to take you on board and maybe offer you some sort of internship or apprenticeship, okay, and someone who is who sees you for your abilities and your skills basically, okay, and is willing to work with you in this new journey that you are about to undertake. But like I said initially, we were getting that even if you are getting an opportunity, you're going to have to make a choice. Okay, you're going to have to see everything from all the angles. Being a Gemini, that is your forte. Okay, and you're gonna try to make sense of whether this is going to work for you or not, whether it's going to lead you to financial independence or not, whether this is reliable or not. You're going to see it from a lot of different angles and see if it's actually going to be worthwhile or not. Okay, So this could apply to just anything. Like I said, it could be a relationship, could be work as well. But I am getting a strong, well, it could be related to work, it could be related to relationships as well, okay? But either way, you are going to weigh the situation well, and you're going to see it majorly from the perspective of not falling back into cycles that have not worked out for you, okay? Going back to your karma card initially, it's like you're seeing this pattern now, okay? And you want to break through, you want to break free from this pattern, and you don't want this conditioning or way of thinking or way of being, way of behavior to limit you anymore. So you are going to be presented with opportunities to do that, but I feel like you're going to take your time to decide whether this is going to work for you or not, which is a good idea, okay? And finally, I think you will be able to move out of this nightmarish, anxiety-ridden situation and move forward with a lot more clarity, a lot more certainty and assurance, okay? I'm getting like assurance. That is what I'm hearing. So what is the final message for Gemini? Any advice or final messages for Gemini for October 2019, please? Advice or final messages for Gemini October 2019, please. Your advice is to move out of this grieving and remorseful and regretful place, okay? And that energy is not going to serve you at all. So your advice is clearly to look at the bright side and look at what is to come in the future, because this energy is holding you back, okay? Past regrets, past hurts, or things that have not worked out, ruminating over all of that is not going to help you at all. I feel like that's the advice from Spirit for you. That needs to change, okay? Because otherwise you will not be able to make any clear decisions. It's going to be quite foggy and jaded and unsure energy, okay? Yeah, speaking of foggy and jaded, we have the 7 of Cups in reverse, the 6 of Wands, and the 10 of Cups. I feel like the message here is to, or the advice here is to step out of this confused, remorseful, regretful energy, because it's only keeping you stuck, alright? And to recognize yourself for who you really are, okay? The 6 of Wands is about recognition and rewards and even pride, okay, in a way, and being seen as accomplished and achieving your goals and overcoming obstacles. And this came out in the reverse, which is telling me that first you need to start with recognizing yourself for what you are capable of doing, recognizing and understanding what exactly is the meaning of success to you, okay? What do you really hold dear? What is really valuable in your life? What are your terms for success? What are your definitions, okay, for what is the idea of success? What does it look like to you? Is it close connections and interpersonal relationships that are really happy and healthy and working for you, and that kind of support of the tribe, okay? Or is it unhealthy relationships, or is it just monetary success, or what exactly is your definition of success? That is the message that I'm getting for you, because I feel like somewhere down the road your priorities may have changed, okay? And what you need to focus on right now is the one or two things that really matter in your life, okay? And that is what is going to lead you to success and victory and recognition, not just from others but from yourself, okay? It starts from you. Are you recognizing your own talents and abilities? Are you or are you falling under pressure or listening to too many opinions that are not too good or healthy? Who are you going to pay attention to? Who are you going to give your time and energy to? And what are you going to give your time and energy to? Okay? I feel like you need to prioritize here. That is the final message from Spirit for you. And it is time for you to untie yourself, okay, from all of these burdens, from any of these patterns of thinking, of behaving that have only held you back until now, okay? It's time for you to change that, and you're going to take a much closer look at all of these aspects in October 2019. So this looks like a huge month for you, a lot of internal work, a lot of some choices to be made, some opportunities to be taken advantage of, but a lot of work to be done on your own confidence, your fortitude, your willpower, your abilities, and your perception of yourself, okay? So I wish you all the very best for the month ahead, for October 2019, and if you enjoyed the reading, do like, share and subscribe. If it resonated, let me know in the comment section. And yeah, I wish you the best and take care of yourself. Okay? Bye-bye.